I was sick last week, so sick that I couldn't get a video out. Maybe it was the Browns losing that caused the infection, I don't know. But I am sorry. Let's get to these Week 18 matchups, I'm sure they're pretty exciting. Oh boy! I'm surprised they let this air on national television. A true slaughter through and through. Although the Browns were in it for longer than I expected. Even after Zappe threw a terrible pick six, the defense was doing not bad. The Ravens let loose the juice in the second half, sealing their placement in the playoffs, while the Browns won the second overall draft pick. Bailey Zappe, he threw an interception to the largest lineman in history, which sums up this year pretty well. The Bengals had to win this game to have any hope of getting into the playoffs. They still need the Broncos and the Dolphins to both lose, but we'll worry about that tomorrow. This was the most human we've seen the Bengals offense in a while, but it won't matter in the end because the Steelers offense is moving like a slug, even after the Bengals bungle touching a punt and giving it to the Steelers. They just can't get over the hump. Bengals win. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
One day later.
Hey, all the Bengals need is for the Broncos to lose against the Chiefs' backups who look absolutely lost on the field. Carson Wentz, who walked into the facility looking like he was about to rob a train or something, robbed us of a good game. He stunk! Broncos get a blowout win, and the Chiefs, well, they still got their bye week. The Bengals are out of the playoffs, though. That's a lost season. Hey, Aaron Rodgers threw his 500th touchdown today and rocked the socks off of the frozen Dolphins. They can't beat the narratives once again, and Tua is out. Tyreek Hill, he doesn't want to play anymore. He didn't storm off the field, but he did give the reporters the hottest tea around.
Just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, if that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro.
Rodgers might be done with the Jets too. Both teams just did not reach their potential this year.
Preparing for the fact that this could be, in fact, be his last game in the NFL. What is your reaction to that?
People said they were close to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a scary situation for a while. Commanders fans were pissing and shitting, as Jaden Daniels, he wasn't playing well at all. Like an old school gag, they yanked him off the field with a giant cane and put Marcus Mariota in. The coaching staff isn't afraid to sit their star rookie if it means winning the game. This ended up being the right idea, sealing the game as the Commanders pulled ahead of the Cowboys and left them in the dust. Funny enough, the Patriots need to lose this matchup to keep their draft position. They ended up winning, so Gerard Mayo, he was fired. His tenure was one of poor decisions and even poorer choices of words. The Pats do have Drake May, the beacon of hope for the organization. The Bills, they only started Josh Allen for the first couple of drives, just to keep his starting streak alive. The rest of the time was given to Mitch Trubisky, who, as we all know, loves kissing titties and losing football games. This was another game that seemed dire for the team going into the playoffs. The Bucs had to win this one, but the Saints were not making it easy. They got up in the first half and stayed frisky throughout. Thank God the Bucs turned it around because no one wanted the Falcons in the playoffs. Speaking of which, and it seems like the Falcons also didn't want to be in the playoffs either because they got tossed around by the Panthers. That's not to say this wasn't a close game, a very back and forth affair, but Bryce Young was on fire. He was feeling himself all the way through, even into overtime. Michael Penix Jr. had his moments for sure, and the Falcons should be happy with their pick. But Bryce Young will be the real star of this one, saving his career in Carolina for another offseason and maybe, just maybe, with a little luck and a little pixie dust, might lead the Panthers into the offseason next year for a spicy run. Boy, I love meaningless football games. I was hoping Josh Dobbs would lead the Niners to a win here, but it would be astronaut hours. A solid game for the Cardinals, though. If they were playing for something, it would be a great win. The Eagles rested all their starters, including Saquon. The fans might have been disappointed, but there's no need to risk your talent for minimal gains. The Giants already played their way out of the first round draft pick, but Brian Dable knows if he wants to keep his job, he's gotta lose. And lose he did. Can't wait for more banners to be flown over MetLife Stadium next season. The Bears versus the Packers, a rivalry old as time. The narrative was written a few months ago when the Packers blocked the game-winning field goal. This time, though, it would be the Packers who suffer. Not only did Love go down with an elbow injury, he should be back for the playoffs, they lost Watson to an ACL injury. Caleb Williams led the Bears down the field. They got in the field goal range and hit the three-pointer. Packers lose in embarrassing fashion, but they have the last laugh because the Bears, they just go home, while the Packers go into the wild card round versus the Eagles. Oh, they're going to be a one and done in the playoffs, aren't they? The Toons, or should I say the Oilers, just need to lose to lock up the first draft pick. Will Levis, he's going to help you get there. He'll also help you get your incentives, which was a huge storyline this week. The Texans are starting Davis Mills, known for his long neck. In a turn of events, it would be Mills who gives us a legendary meme this week. Laugh all you want, ha ha ha, but the Texans do get the win, and the Titans get the first overall pick. Please don't go into overtime. Please don't go into overtime. No! Oh look, Doug Peterson's fired. Geno Smith, he's got to get his boys some money. It would be harder than he thought against the Rams secondary team, but they got the job done. The Seahawks did fire their OC though. We'll see what happens during the offseason. Rams, they're in the playoffs. The Chargers really took command here, not much else to say. The Raiders parted ways with Antonio Pierce. Not too shocking, really. We were all expecting this to be a battle of the century, and it looked like it was going to be that way in the first half. But the Lions defense, they never let up. Stuck together with super glue and duct tape, they trapped Darnold and made him uneasy the whole game. The Lions offense did finally pick up steam in the second half and earned that bye week. The Vikings get the Rams next week. Hopefully they can skull the pain away before that matchup. The wild card round is set. Vikings versus Rams, Commanders versus Bucks, Packers versus Eagles with the Lions in the bye week, Chargers versus Texans, Steelers versus Ravens, Broncos versus Bills with the Chiefs in the bye week. On the NFC side, I do think that the Lions will get to the Super Bowl, but I think the Eagles are feisty enough to maybe get there over the Lions. On the AFC side, I don't want to see another Chiefs Super Bowl, but it's possible that they might use their magic to get there. But I am hoping that the Bills or the Ravens get there this year. We'll see what happens, and I'll talk to you next week.